Okay, I got them both set up in there, and I had to use some different parallels, and I've got them bumped down onto those parallels. You see, they don't move. I just go down with my lead on each side and just tap it down until these are snug. So I'm going to take a rough and pass across there, get rid of that scale, and then we'll touch the tool up and I'll make a finish cut. All right, that was my roughing pass across there, and it is actually rough. And so I went ahead and pulled my tool bit out, and I noticed that my edge had broken down. There was actually one little spot that kind of had a chip in it. So I went ahead and I reground it and rehoned it, and I'm going to try to get a nice smooth finish across here like I did on my test piece that I was messing with the other day. My sample piece just has a super smooth finish on there, and that's what I'm trying to get. So we're going to give it another shot and see if I can get it. So let me get everything set up here and ready to roll, and I'll bring it back. Okay, got her going. That chip's looking pretty good. I recognize it from the other day when it was cutting nice and smooth. Yeah, it's looking good. Finishing cut. Okay. Oh yeah, much better this time with that fresh tool bit. Nice and smooth. Okay. It seemed to maintain a good cut all the way across. So we look like we're good to go. Go ahead and shut this down. It is kind of a noisy machine. So it's best just to shut it off when I'm trying to talk to you about something. So, all right, I think we did good. I'm gonna go ahead and take them out and just repeat. Flip them over, we'll get them bumped down and make us a rough cut across there. All right, so I'll bring you back. All right guys, we're on our last face that we need to shape. So I've got them cleaned and deburred, flipped over and bumped down onto these parallels here. You see? They're snug on both ends. So, all right, I've already got it touched off there, and I fed down 10 thousandths. Got everything set. We should be good to go. All right, so that's our roughing pass. It didn't do too bad, but I can tell that my tool broke down a little bit. So I am going to remove the tool. I'm going to go do a fresh grind, a fresh hone, put it back in there, and we'll just skim a few thousandths off of it for a finished pass, okay? Freshly ground tool bit, and it's honed.
What I've been doing is this thing cuts, I'm over here making videos for YouTube. I'm gonna go back to making another video and let this thing cut. We just finished our cut, so do a little inspection here and see. So far it looks just like the other side. Still pretty smooth. I would love to see a little bit better than that, but I'm not going to complain. There's probably a better tool than the one that I ground to do this, to make a finish on it, but we're gonna go with it. So, you know, I'll just take my stone and we'll dress it, make sure it's nice and flat. There ain't no little high spots in the cut lines, and I think we'll have some new jaws. So we'll have to go from here and we'll do some deburring. Go over here to the do-all mill, and I got to drill and tap 3 holes in each one, and that'll be it. So I'll move you over there whenever we get her set up, okay? Alright, so all the shaper work is completed for the new jaws, and what we got left now is to set up in the mill, drill and tap 3 holes, and again there's the old jaws right there, so you can see I got to put some holes in it. I got to go over and do some measuring on the vise and make a little you know, a little sketch on paper. I don't know how concentric the holes are in line with each other, so I've got to measure them and see, and then we'll just set them up and drill and tap. But that's about it. That's all we got left. So I wanted to check these. We already checked the width of them, and I was within thousandths on the ends on the width there. So what I want to do now, since we just cut top and bottom of that side, I'm going to go ahead and check and see where we're at. Now, I wasn't trying to hit any specific thickness on this at all. I was just cleaning it up. Okay, we're at 580 thousandths on that end. $579 thousandths on that end, so I'm 1 thousandths off. Okay, it's consistent with the other reading. We'll see where this jaw measures up. All right, that one's about 581. It looked like about a 1/10 under. And that one's 579, and I mean it's at 1 thousandths. It's just like the other one. Maybe 2/10 variation there. You know, This one's just a little bit more than this one right here. This one's 1/1000. This is about 1,000 to 2/10 on that one there. So I'm happy with it, and it's gonna be good enough for shaper work, what we're doing down there. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on and get some holes put in this, okay?
All right, so I got my coordinates that I needed. I went and measured the jaws, and what we're looking at, we have 3 holes that's going to be in the jaw. So it's centered, and what we have is a 2 3/4 center to center between the holes, or 5.5 on the outside. The fixed jaw is the one that's off a little bit. We're about 30 thousandths off of being on the center line, so I got all the holes. It's going to be shifted to one side 30 thousandths or 1/32, and the moving jaw is pretty well centered. So we're just going to center that up on the plate. And then the one other modification that I made is the holes measure 3/4 from the bottom of the vise to the center of the hole. So I shortened that up by 32nd there, also 30 thousandths, so that I don't have any binding issues on the jaw at the bottom of the vise there. So there'll be just a really small gap there at the bottom. So I just did that first hole. I'm ready to step it down. So let me get my digital readout set right here. Zero approach. Beep, 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 beep. There we go. All right, we'll just touch it and verify the length. All right, that looks good. 2 3/4, and then we'll go again 2 3/4 down to this last hole right here. And using one of my little Albright chucks, this is one of the ones I got from Ben Zentner. I'm so used to using my bigger Jacobs chucks all the time. This one seems pretty small. Chamfer there. All right, then we'll power tap it using a spiral pointed tap. These are 1/4 20s, by the way. I don't need bristles in there. I'm just through tapping there. So. Okay, I'll finish it off and I'll bring you back when we bolt them on, okay? All right, guys, we're about finished up with this thing. So I already got this jaw bolted on. This is the one I said that it was offset by 30 thousandths. So it centered up pretty good on this one right here. And we're ready to go ahead and bolt this one on. Go ahead and give it another quick wipe off and make sure there ain't no dust behind it. Now, one other thing that I got to do is you know what's nice about having a rotary bolt bin in here? You have every bolt you could ever need except for the bolt that you really need. So I need some new 1/4 20 cap head bolts for both sides. Whoever put these in there, I mean, they only go out 1/4 inch. I'd like them to come out a little bit further, so I'm going to replace these. So I just got to pick some up. All right, but we're going to go ahead and put it together. Okay. I need to get my T-handle. Be right back. Might be able to get a little on that, maybe not. Okay, and I already got that side tight. All right, there we go. Nice looking even clearance on the bottom there, like I was wanting. And these stick up just a little bit versus the other ones. A little more height there. I think it comes together pretty good. I have to grab a feeler gauge, but it looks like maybe on this end we've got a 1/1002 gap there. But it's going to be good enough for what I'm using it for. All right, first shaper project complete. Now I just got to clean up. Got chips everywhere.
Hey fam, it's your girl Miss Diva Trucker 43. I'm coming to you today, honey, because we have gossip, we have news, honey. We have news, child. Listen, me and Ashawn, we finished our 3 weeks out there on the road. It was a wonderful experience. He is now driving my car all the way down to Biloxi, Mississippi by himself. Okay, so you know we had to have that talk, honey, because so we came in yesterday. He got a chance. I mean, he really helped me out, and you know, as far as planning routes and the states we went in and the places we stayed and things like that. The only thing that I didn't get a chance to do with him is he wanted to go skydiving. Okay, and child, listen, I wasn't trying to go any kind of skydiving. I wasn't even looking for the place, okay? But we made it back safe and sound, and he's on his way to Biloxi, and I have come in, and I'm no longer at KLLM, okay? I just want to say, I came in yesterday, I turned my truck in, and, you know, everything, got my paperwork signed and everything, and I just want to say that KLLM will always, honey, always be my family, child. That is where I got my start. That is where I went to school. That is where I graduated. That is where I learned how to drive a manual, honey. That is where I went out training. That is where, you know, when things got rough out there at Eagle, I was able to come back, no problem, got in a Volvo, honey, and then was able to train, okay? So, you know, that's what we talk about. You have to get your start somewhere. And it's been 2 years. You know, time flies so fast when you're having fun, child. But it's been 2 years, so it hurts me to my heart, girl. I still represent KLLM, honey. You know, hey, you can leave KLLM, but you can't take the KLLM out the girl, child. But listen, I'm doing something else. Okay, I am gonna let y'all in and let y'all know what I'm doing, child. Let y'all know where I'm at. It's with a smaller company. I leave out tonight, and I'm being orientation Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So when I get finished and get my truck and all that kind of stuff, I am gonna let y'all know where I'm at. Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. And the best thing about, you know, growing and moving on is like whenever you keep your record clean, you get your endorsements, you are valuable. You just don't know. A lot of doors start to open up for you once you start getting your experience. You know, I see it opened up my eyes a lot about, you know, the company side of things versus the lease side of things, because a lot of times, you know, the benefits and the more you get your experience, that pay will come for you. So I'm gonna explore and tell you about different things about that. I'm going to a smaller company, okay? They only have like 200 and something drivers or something like that, but I'm going to tell y'all more about that later. But I just wanted to come and tell you, I told y'all I had some news, but I had to break it down to you once at a time. Y'all can't take all that at one time. So I had to break it down to you once, you know, a video, okay? So I just want to update you, let you know that's what's going on with me right now, and I'm very excited about it. I'm going to miss my Volvo. Girl. Child, I'm gonna miss it, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. You can't, you know, just go on the truck, honey. You gotta grow. So I'm just thankful, and I am very blessed that I was given the opportunity to do the things that I was able to do at KLLM. I'm going to miss them, but we're going to move on, and we're going to start fresh, new, somewhere else. And I got all kinds of stuff going on, okay? So I'm going to let y'all in on it and let y'all know what's going on. Other than that, that's it. I hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July. I was out there working, so, you know, I mean, I kind of enjoyed it because it was not that much, you know, truck traffic as far as, you know, truck drivers. The parking lot and everything was all open, and I ain't had to fight for a parking space, and, you know, it was kind of enjoyable. So I was able to go through, I think, the Smokies and things like that. I was up there in Wisconsin. I was, you know, I was just everywhere. But another thing is, I want to say, what's up? What's up, nephew? Trucker Brown. He is something else, honey. He done called out the diva, child. The question, the video, the response, honey, let me come in and tell you about it. He wants to know, do us women think that we are better than the men? Are we better in the trucking industry than the men? Honey, child, listen. The record speaks for itself. No, I'm just kidding. We do not think that we're better than the men in this industry. No, not at all, not at all. We, well, I can't talk about other women, but I want to talk about myself. You know, I feel like we have a lot to prove out here. You know, being females in a male-dominated industry, I feel like that we don't want to be better. We want to be respected. We want to be valued as a female driver. We want to be able to do the same things and not depend and be independent on doing the different things in the transportation industry. Not only do we drive, we dispatch, we brokers. You know, there's a lot of things that we do out here. Owners of trucks. We have women that are fleet owners. You know, women that own trucks. You know, we're out here driving, so we do a lot. I think we take it very seriously. Out here, you know, when we're driving, there's so many women in so many different fields. You would be surprised of the things that we're out here doing. I mean, you have heavy hauling, you have oversized loads, you have women in the auto industry, you have women doing flatbed. You know, I'd be like, hey, girl, high five to you, honey. I mean, hey, girl, you was out here doing it when I see him, you know. And, you know, it's amazing. And it's like, you know, we girl, you doing it because we know that this job is not easy. You know, it takes a very dedicated person to be out here on the road away from their family, and especially if you're a mother and you got kids. So do we think that we're better? No, but we want to be treated equal. I don't think I'm better than anyone. You know, I just want to be able to be respected, you know, treated as a woman, just because I don't want to be treated as a man, honey. I want to be treated as a woman. When I come through the door, I expect, you know, if you walking in front of me, that you open the door, that you have the door open for me if I'm coming behind you. And, you know, we have, you know, smart people out here, you know, they walk in front of you, they don't open the door. I always tell them, you know, hey, age before beauty, honey. Go ahead and do you, okay? But, and we take a lot. You know, I talk to women about things that they're going through. And, you know, Miss Tamara, you know, I was at a shipper, and, you know, there was 3 other men that came after me, 3 other trucks. And this man made me wait till the last one, you know. So we go through stuff like that, you know, and we deal with it the best way we can. You know, and we speak up for ourselves, and we let people know that we out here, we know what we are doing. When I'm a trainer and I teach other women how to drive, I also teach them how to be totally independent. I don't want you getting on somebody else's truck and they have to depend, you have to depend on them to help you back, and you have to depend on them to do this and do that. No, everything that you do on this truck, you're going to learn how to do yourself. It is hard for us. It's very hard. The stress level is way high, okay? So that's why we are so excited, well, at least I am, when we do see other young women entering the industry and taking this job serious. We don't have time to sit in the truck stops. We don't have time to, we get out there, we under our hoods, baby. We checking the truck. We doing it, you know. We know what's going on with it. You see us out there, you know, women be, honey, they be out there doing it. And, we don't want to be disrespected, you know, and we have to keep people at their distance and let them know that I'm out here just like you, and I want to be treated the same way. You know, I don't want to be catcalled. I don't want to be walking across the parking lot and, you know, you saying this and you saying that. You know, I don't be on a CB. You're right. I don't be on a CB. I don't hang out, and, you know, I'll say hi. And only the people that I talk to is, if you know me from YouTube, baby, I will have a conversation with you. But other than that, I keep it moving, you know, because we have a job to do, and a lot of us got families at home, and our focus is providing for them, you know. I will touch on that a bit more, you know, why a lot of us are starting to get in the industry. But yeah, baby, that's your answer, honey. And I hope I've answered your question. I hope I've responded to your question, baby. Keep doing what you're doing. I love you, honey. And another thing is that too, when I came in this industry, I looked at the women that I look up to are Brenda Banks and Dee Silva. Dee Silva's been in this industry for over 24 years, okay? Much respect goes out to her. And the way she does it and the way she videotape, you know, it's classy. It's classy. It's educational. Is, you know, you can be out here doing it. And I looked at her. I looked up to her. I looked up to, those are the women that I looked up to, and I would never want to disrespect them in any kind of way. And when I'm doing it, I hope that I do justice as how they did it, you know. And I often, you know, call or talk to D to make sure, you know, hey, you know, is there anything out the way? You know, do I need to know this or do I need to know that? And I hope that, you know, and I pray and I know that she's pleased about, you know, the things that I'm doing out here with the videos and things like that. I also look to my young sister, honey, Miss Sugar Ray Williams, you know, and she has such a presence about her, which is beauty, and just being a veteran and being able to be out here as well and discussing the struggles and everything. And when I can get a student and they tell me, you know, I watch this person and I watch this person and other females out here, it says a lot. So it hurt me to my heart when she was doing a video and she said, you know, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. You know, people gonna be coming. They come at you, and it's such disrespect, and it's crazy how, you know, I expected, you know, other women to be critics or say this or say that and come out, and it hasn't been. My most biggest critics that I've had has been men. You know, trying to make you feel a certain way, you know. So shout out to her. Shout out for, you know, keeping doing what you're doing. And we're gonna have our tough days, and we're gonna have people come and say this and that, but you know, you gotta keep strong. You gotta keep pushing, because it's a reason. It's a reason that you're doing this, and it's a reason that people look to you and they're proud of you, and they need you. They need you to continue to do what you do. So shout out to you, honey. I love you. I love you. And it is what it is. So I hope I answered your question, baby. I'll talk to y'all later. And that's it. Bye.